Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. All right, folks, break out the antlers and middleweight madness because we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned coin flip banger between Sedriques the Reaper Dumas and Jackson the Moose McVey. Let's dive in and try to figure out which of these middleweights leaves with a win and which one gets his soul reaped, or antlered. Sedriques the Reaper Dumas, coming in as a minus 110 pick'em with a record of 10-3. Dumas is an enigma, and not in the fun Batman villain way. He's the guy where you go, man, this guy could be really good if he just... And then he gets slept by Mikhail Alexiejczuk before you can finish the sentence. He's 3-3 in the UFC, wins over guys like Cody Brundage and Dennis Tiuliulin, which is like beating the lowest difficulty in a video game and still getting hit a lot. All three of his wins by decision. That's not necessarily bad, but for a guy nicknamed the Reaper, he's collecting judges' scorecards, not souls. His striking is powerful when he throws. Sometimes he stalks forward like he's trying to remember if he left the oven on. He has KO power for sure, but he's also been on the receiving end of KOs. Chin, not titanium. More like whatever's between ceramic and oh no. Now his wrestling, actually not bad. People forget that. It's just that his cardio betrays him faster than a reality TV alliance. He can grapple, he just can't grapple for more than 4 minutes without looking like he's buffering mid-fight. Also, not to be ignored, he's had some legal drama leading into this one. If even half the stuff floating around is true, then he's got more distractions than a toddler in a Chuck E. Cheese. And let's be real, no one fights great when the court clerk might be waiting backstage. Jackson, the Moose McVey, also minus 110, with a record of 6-0, ah yes, the Moose. You know you're dealing with some raw horsepower when a man picks the name of a 1,500-pound forest tank as his fight moniker. Moose are responsible for more injuries in Canada than hockey fights and bad poutine combined. Jackson McVey is perfect as a pro, 6-0. Not a single fight has gone the distance. This man finishes his opponents faster than your dad finishes mowing the lawn with a beer in hand. KOs, submissions. He's like an MMA buffet. You want hands? Got it. Chokes? Yep. Knees to the soul? Probably. Now he's coming from LFA, which is basically the UFC's version of Hogwarts for up-and-comers. It's where future killers go to learn how to maul professionally. And while his opponents weren't exactly UFC top 10, he wasn't crushing accountants and jiu-jitsu white belts either. The man earned the call-up. That said, he's never been in deep waters. We don't know if Jackson McVey can swim, doggy paddle, or start flailing like a tourist in shark-infested waters if the fight goes to round 2 or, God forbid, round 3. But hey, that's tomorrow's problem. So who wins? You know what we're dealing with here? The unstoppable Moose meets the inconsistent Reaper. On one hand, Sedriques has 6 UFC fights, which means he's had dinner at the big kids' table. He knows what the octagon lights feel like. And if he actually shows up with his head on straight and wrestles, he could grind out a win here. But that's a big if. Recent drama, shaky chin, low volume, not exactly the ingredients for confidence. Meanwhile, Jackson McVey is a big ol' unknown. He's the MMA scratch-off ticket. He might be the next big thing, or he might realize halfway through the fight that the UFC is a lot scarier than LFA. But when you've got power, versatility, and no apparent fear of violence, that's worth keeping an eye on. Dumas wins if he grapples, conserves cardio, and stays focused. McVey wins if he does literally anything he's done in his first 6 fights. Official pick Jackson the Moose McVey. I can't pick Dumas when he's getting hit in court in the cage. McVey is younger, fresher, and brings violence like it's a care package. I'm siding with the guy who doesn't need to multitask between training and lawyers. Moose season is open. And I think this one ends before the judges get involved. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.